So I recently just got vaccinated and I wanted to share my experience with how that went with the process, how the shot actually was, and the side effects and so on. So the process itself wasn't that bad. I went to a mass vaccination center and it was actually pretty fast. I was in there and out within, I'd say like 17-18 minutes. And I say 17-18 because 15 of those minutes were just sitting in the waiting/observation station for 15 minutes after you get your shot. So honestly, from the moment you walk in through the doors to when you sit down in the observation area, that takes like 2 to 3, maybe 4 minutes if there are a lot of people. So my very first dose, the nurse that I got, it was kind of awkward. She wasn't rude, but I think we just couldn't hear each other because it's actually pretty loud in there. So I said hello and I was about to sit down, like my hand was on the back of the chair and I was about to sit down and she goes, left or right? And I was like, oh, could I possibly get in my left arm? And she just stares at me like, and I was like, did I say something wrong? Did she not hear me? Am I not supposed to ask her if I can get it in whichever arm that I want? And so I was like, oh, can I not get it in my left arm? But then she was like, left or right arm? And I was like, oh, left arm. And she was like, okay, sit down. So I sat down, gave her my left arm. They actually inject you pretty high up, so I would recommend wearing a t-shirt or a tank top because I wore a pretty bulky sweater when I went, but I had to pull it up all the way, like as far as it could go, and it only went like here, and they're like, that should be fine. But yeah, t-shirt and tank top is much more recommended. But yeah, they injected me, they filled out the little card, and they sent me off down the next set of arrows. And again, the next station that I got to, they scanned my QR code, they handed me the packet, and they told me to wait in the observation area for 15 minutes to see if I had any side effects that popped up. So that was the first dose about a month ago. And this past Sunday, I just got my second dose. And this one was much more smoother. I checked in and they asked me if I had any allergies, and I was like, yeah, I have banana allergies, and I'm slightly allergic to glutaraldehyde. And the the volunteers, who are mostly we there, he was like, oh, I'm sorry, the shots are banana flavored today. And I was like, well, I guess I gotta go home. And so we joked around like that. We had fun. And then I went to go get my shot. This time it was a younger soldier around my age. She asked me how I was doing, how I was feeling. I said I'm fine. She asked me which arm I preferred. She was much more nicer than the first person. Not that the first person was rude, but yeah, she was like, yeah, do you have any questions for me? This is probably what you're gonna be feeling because these are common side effects. And she was explaining everything. And right as she was rubbing my arm with the alcohol swab, I was like, hey, can I record myself getting the shot? And she was so chill about it. She's like, yeah, sure, go ahead and do whatever you want to do. And so I was like, okay. And so I was able to record myself getting the shot.
All right, do you have any questions for me? No. I'm all good.
She filled out the rest of the card and sent me on my way. The soldier at the end of the line asked me for my QR code. They were just like, yep, go wait for 15 minutes in the observation area. And so I waited 15 minutes with my sisters and my mom. I say sister because my other sister was actually behind curtains laying down on a cot because she has a tendency to faint when getting shots. And so they were just watching out for her. She didn't faint, but apparently there was a case a couple weeks ago where they just fainted on the spot and they didn't have any cots ready. And so it was kind of like full-on panic for them. So yeah, the process was like rapid fire. So that was the easy part. But one confusing part is whether to massage / use your arm a lot. So the person who injected my mom's first dose, apparently she was really kind, really thorough, and explained everything really well, and told her to take Tylenol instead of Advil and to move her arm instead of massaging it because that could do something, I don't know. But then I asked the person who gave me my second dose if I could massage and move my arm around. They're like, yeah, that's actually recommended, that you massage your arm. And so I was like, okay, so I guess massaging is okay. But I don't know, it might differ from person to person. Maybe it's just like something that is not recommended but you can do. I'm not really sure, but I just decided to move my arm instead of massage it. I did massage it a bit, but and I don't think it really matters. So that's where things were slightly unclear, but to be honest, it doesn't really matter to me. My arm's perfectly fine now, so yeah, that's fine. To talk about side effects. The day that I got the shot, I was perfectly fine. I was actually feeling very energized that one of my sisters and my mom, we decided to do like garden work outside for a bit, and like, you know, catch up on some missed chores outside. And my arm was feeling fine, but towards the end of the night, I think around like 8 or 9, I got the shot at around like 4, and around like 8 or 9, my arm started to hurt a bit, and so I was moving my arm around a lot. It hurt to raise my arm above this height. It was just like, it was like a muscle soreness compared to the first dose. The first dose literally felt like my arm was on fire and then someone was beating a bat against it, and it just hurt for like 3 days straight. Although the pain did gradually decrease, it was very painful, but this time it wasn't that bad, and so I was just moving my arm around, moving up and down, moving in circles, and so honestly, it wasn't that bad. But then I went to bed around like 11 or 12, I can't really remember. I remember feeling very tired, and I was just like slowly running out of energy. Like, I didn't know if it was like sleepiness or the side effects, so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to bed. And so I laid down and I was sleeping perfectly fine, but then I woke up in the middle of the night and I started rolling around in bed, and I was like, I don't feel good. Something's not right. I don't feel good right now. And I realized I was feeling nauseous, and so I was like, I need to throw up. I need to throw up right now. And so I checked my phone. It's 4:55 a.m. And so I was pretty irritated that I woke up at 5 in the morning, but I went to the bathroom, I sat in front of the toilet, and I tried throwing up, and nothing came up. It was all just burps. I was hitting my back and like rubbing my stomach to try to get that throw up out, but nothing came up. It was just this nausea that was just stuck in my stomach and in my esophagus and my throat, and it was just like begging to come out, but like nothing came out. And I was in the bathroom for like 30 minutes until my parents heard me, and they came over to help. My mom and I thought it was indigestion because all I was doing was burping and not throwing up, and so I took some digestives or something. I don't really remember because I was so out of it, and I felt a little better, and so I was like, okay, I think I can go back to bed. And so I went back to bed. I woke up around 11:30 in the morning, and I was so dead. I was so tired. All three of us, me and my sisters, we were pretty out of it. My mom was the only one that was fine, and so we all went downstairs. My mom gave us lunch, and we all took Tylenol, and we tried watching TV to keep our minds off of it. We all had different side effects. I had really, really, really bad body aches. Like, it felt like all of my joints were being stretched, but also like hit with a bat at the same time. I don't know, it was just like my entire body was just like so sensitive, and like everything hurt, but it wasn't like pain, it was like discomfort. I don't know how to describe it, but it was just like body aches, and chills and nausea. That's what I had. My sister, she had minor aches, she had a fever, and I really think that was it. Just a fever and slight body aches. But then my youngest sister, she had started her period the day that she got the shot. So she usually has really bad period side effects. Like she throws up for like the first 24 to maybe even 48 hours, like legit throwing up. And then she's out of energy, and sometimes she has bad cramps and like really bad back pain, but that was all amplified apparently. I don't know by how much, but she just said it was amplified. But she does recommend getting the second dose on the day or like near your period if you have really bad cramps, so that you can just get it all over with. So yeah, she had everything. She had body aches, slight nausea, fever, she had chills. I think she had it the worst. So yeah. And that was the first day. I just slept all day. I just woke up to eat and take medicine, and towards the night it got a little better, so I was actually able to sit on the couch and watch TV. But yeah, again, I was just like completely out of energy, so I was just wrapped in a blanket all day going like so that was me. That was actually all three of us. So that was how our first day went. The second day though, like magic, all our symptoms were gone. And if anything, we had very, very, very minor side effects. Like I had a slight headache, like on and off headache. It wasn't all day. It was just like for like 2 seconds every hour or something. So it honestly wasn't that bad. And my other sister, she had slight body aches, but that was about it. And then towards the end of the day, we were just completely fine. And today's the third day, and we're all just like running around and being our usual selves. So really the side effects only affect you the first day, at least for us. It might go on to the second day for some people. It might go on even longer than that. But from what I heard, it's really only like the first 2 days that really affects you. Some tips would be to get food ready before you get the shot, because I could not imagine cooking while in that state. Like every single part of my body hurt, and when I picked up my spoon to eat whatever I was eating, my hand was just shaking like this. Like it was hard to hold a spoon. It's hard to like walk around. I almost crawled on the floor because my legs were just like so I would recommend either eating out for like a day, or getting food ready, or having someone take care of you, so that you're not doing everything by yourself, because it's honestly really hard, because again, you're like half dead. A second tip would be to take Advil or Tylenol. I heard Tylenol was recommended. I don't know why, but I had both, so I just took Tylenol, and it honestly does get better, but once the medication wears off, you start feeling it a little more, but it's just like slight smidges. So yeah, medication does help. If you can't take medication, I would just say sleep. Just sleep the pain away, and just don't think about it. Just go to sleep and dream. So that's another tip. I don't think I have a third tip. My sisters and my mom, we actually got vaccinated at the mass vaccination center, and my dad got vaccinated at a pharmacy near his workplace. Both processes are super quick and super easy, so there's not a specific place I would recommend. I would just go to the nearest convenient place that offers vaccinations if you are planning on getting a vaccination. So I hope this video helped a lot of you and answered a lot of your questions, because I know I was skeptical going into this whole process, and I had questions myself. But after experiencing all this, it's honestly really simple, really fast, and yeah, it wasn't too hard. So yeah, if you have any questions or concerns or anything that you want to ask me, just leave a comment down below and I'll try my best to answer them as best as I can. I hope you all stay safe and happy and cool since the weather is getting warmer, and I will see you in the next video. Like and subscribe and leave a comment down below if you enjoyed this video. Bye!